Well, let's start. Good morning. I'm very happy to see all of you today on this snowy day in Astana. Thank you all who made it on time. QAZPOST DEMO day is a sort of an IT reporting day. We will start it right now. We have prepared a lot of material for you, and here I would like to invite Aselь Janasova, the Chairman of Management Board of Joint Stock Company QAZPOST. Well, dear guests, dear colleagues, good morning. Good morning, our colleagues, our partners, and the guests. We're very happy to conduct and to host the very first demo days of QAZPOST services, and we will be presenting them today. When we talk about our company, but actually we mean that QAZPOST is 20,000 employees. It is a big enterprise. It's a big corporate structure, corporate culture even. We have 7 million clients, including natural persons and legal entities. And without digitization, we cannot be really aspiring to transform and change the company. There are several levels of this transformation. We change the approaches, the thinking. We have also changed the strategy. We even changed the logo. If you remember the previous logo, it was the feather. Actually, that meant the newspaper, the journal, the magazines. But today we're changing towards e-commerce, parcels. And the Q here stands for the courier development, courier delivery. And our main strategy, given the trends that are happening all over the globe and in our country, means that we need to catch up. We need to kind of act proactively, and that means to use the technology as much as possible. Why are we going to introduce all these technologies and invest in the technologies? That's not to make things cool and beautiful and great. No, there are several components to that. Well, first of all, we have devoted this year to optimization of our operational activity, processes, to cost cutting. As you know, we had some significant losses last year, and this year we're finally hitting the balance and even are in surplus. So we all did in order to understand where we have excessive and unnecessary costs, where we have ineffective costs, and for that, of course, we needed the automation and digitization of our internal processes. Last week, I've been to China, and we saw how big assortment centers work, or fulfillment centers work. Whereas here in Kazakhstan, we have 500 people who are involved in this process, who do a lot of manual labor. And that, of course, takes their time. And now, if we talk about delivery, time is of utmost importance. Quality, transparency, all these are very, very important. And for that to happen, we need to introduce digitization at every step of our work. Second is utility for our clients. Well, our people are already used and accustomed to online services, and we really need to make sure that we deliver upon the trends that our clients expect from us, demand from us. And we will be doing all these services in a very comfortable and convenient way, so that people would return to our services, to using our services. And the third aspect is that we cannot change the technologies without changing the architecture, the system, the data management system, the infrastructural management systems, because QAZPOST really has this huge challenge. We have a very diverse network. We have offices and branches in every village, 2,000 QAZPOST offices are located in villages. And I'm talking about internet, communication, the connections, video surveillance, and this is something that we do not have, and this is something that really requires a lot of investment. And the company, when it's incurring losses, it cannot afford investing. Invest in new technologies. But nevertheless, we find the money and we get the money, we get the funding, and now we're building the new team. So QAZPOST Digital, we have 40 developers in-house. And we're currently developing our capabilities, so they, irrespective of the manager, of the top manager, could work in a systematic way, in a stable, sustainable way, so that the company could work alone by itself for many, many years to come. We are currently building the digital infrastructure, not for today, not for tomorrow, but for the upcoming 30 years. Last week, I also attended a global fintech festival in Singapore, and I was able to talk to GitHub CEO, Thomas, and they launched a product that is called Copilot, that actually replaces and substitutes the programmers. It doesn't mean that the programmers will no longer work for you, but actually when they do so, the Copilot can give predictive lines of coding and programming for the programmer. And that way, they have increased the productivity of the programmers by 55% with the help of AI. So we can prove and we can show that irrespective of the type of business, of the type of a sector, AI and data will be used and will be used as an asset to help the companies be more competitive. Well, those who will not invest in AI and data will be lagging behind. Well, I would like to wish all the best to our team, to the people who will be cutting the ribbon, as they say. Happy ribbon cutting, congratulations. I wish our partners all the best, because the system that we're building will not be an isolated system. It will be an open and accessible system, and our infrastructure will be beneficial to all. You will be able to open the data, the API, the addresses database, so that everyone in the supply chain could benefit from this and can benefit for the sake of their businesses. And that's our main goal. Thank you. Thank you, Asil. A year ago, we shook hands when I came to QAZPOST Digital, and today we're hosting our event. So QAZPOST Digital has 300 people now, and when I say, oh, we have 300 people, and when I say that, someone said, oh, wow, we have 300 IT guys. No, we don't have only IT guys. It's a whole office in digital, and QAZPOST is unique for not only development, but also the post, the logistics, project management. We have a big financial block, the fintech. We opened a new department, and I really wanted to talk about it, to tell about this. The video of QAZPOST Digital will be demonstrated now. The guys who watched it before, of course, almost had tears in their eyes, because if you look from the start, and we started in April, May, and we made a significant leap forward. I would like to thank my team, because this video actually shows the contribution of every department. We have 12 departments in QAZPOST Digital, so you're going to see which ones we have. We're going to show you where we started and what we have done, and what, most importantly, what we plan to do, because a lot of IT companies, my friends, and I see Dauren, Narta, Irjan Bisimbaev, you're here. There are a lot of people who came to support us. I would like you to see what we have and what we have achieved, and maybe so that you could come up with some specific recommendations and proposals, because we really do not want to disperse or waste our resources. We want to do something really, really focused. Technological cycles, last 3-5 years, the equipment, approaches, methodology gets obsolete every 3-5 years. And it's quite normal that every 3 to 5 years we have some significant transformation happening. So you shouldn't see our video as a criticism to the previous team or to the previous management. No, we have currently fully transformed from an IT support to a full digital office. No, so please be patient. The video lasts 12 minutes, but I really would like you to see and to watch it till the end. We have poured our heart and soul into making this video, and we try to make sure that everyone who worked on this through this year actually was represented in this video, and I'm really thankful to all the people who worked really hard to make today's day happen, or the demo day happen. Our team was spent a whole sleepless month. We all understand that QAZPOST is like a flying airplane or riding a train on the tracks already. So we're trying to transform something, but also trying to fix and tweak things that we have on the go. So about logistics, our event gonna last till 1 or 1:30. We're gonna have one coffee break. There will be English-speaking speakers. There will be Kazakh-speaking speakers. We have a stream currently in 3 languages. There will be simultaneous translation provided. So if you need to listen to translation, please pick up your headphones at the entrance. So thank you so much. There will be a lot of video today where we looked through the whole content. And I think this is how the IT services really need to be represented or presented. Because IT is sometimes boring, but then telling what we do, telling what we do in back office is not always fun, it's not always interesting. And we therefore try to add as much animation as possible so that we could have a nice movie today, something that will be pleasurable and fun to watch. I would also like to thank specifically Baghdad Musin, the Minister of Digital Development. Let's give a round of applause to Mr. Musin. Thank you so much for coming. Baghdad Musin was the pioneer of digitization because he helped QAZPOST Digital go digital. Thank you so much for your support. Well, now let's run the video. QAZPOST Digital was established in February 2023 at this special branch called DACE. Almost a year since the organizational structure has been changed. The operation and maintenance department, the support department, will now turn into digital office of Казпочта. The IT budget was optimized by 600 million tenge thanks to hybrid strategy of outsourcing and capacity building exercises. We already have some results to show for it. Architectural changes. There was no any core architecture. There were 557 information systems. There were 4 systems that overlap, 5 systems that didn't perform well. There were 4 corporate bars. What did we do? We have developed a top-tier core architecture. 4 systems were rehabilitated, 2 corporate bars were optimized. What do we plan? We plan to do some layered IT architecture and to further optimize our work. The head of unit, Andrei Tulukin. IT infrastructure department, where did we start? We started from utilizing virtual services, 65%. We saw that there were some excess resources and technical support to branches and offices need to be replaced by 100%. What did we do? We optimized the virtual infrastructure. The processing center has migrated and full technical control was restored. The communication channel, initial communication channel, primary communication channels were restored, were optimized. The main and backup center of data, optimization of virtual capacities and databases, modernization of corporate network and communication channel, and modernization of the technical equipment. Head of department Alexander Zaykin, Arslan Yelusizov, and Irina Jumabayev. Software support department. In the beginning, we had 21 information systems that provided different types of support. Currently, we have 25 information systems. We had some work to shift to ISO 20022 core system standard. Spot and swap dealing operations are now available. FX operations are also available, and SWIFT transfers are now available as well. What do we plan? We plan to support all this new developed information system to modernize Colby. The head of department, Saitov Rasul. Department of Monitoring of Suspicious Operations. From the beginning of the year, anti-fraud systems did not work. What has been done? We launched the anti-fraud system, which is offline, that works with 46 scenarios. We launched another anti-fraud system online that works with 7 scenarios. The anti-fraud online prevents the fraud of 500 million tenge a year. And anti-fraud system online helps prevent fraud for 250 million tenge a year. Then we plan to develop the capacity of anti-fraud system. Head of department, Ruzana Sasdikova. Department of Software Development. Where did we start? We had the 100% absence of documentation, lack of any CI/CD. 80% of developers left and didn't leave their codes behind. The department had 5 people only. Now this department has 40 people as developers. Refactoring of the old architecture of services has been done. The microservice architecture is being done, and CI/CD transfers being carried out, documenting and databases being developed, and Kaspot KZ micromodals are being developed. The electronic queues are being changed, and the hybrid electronic post is also being changed. We plan to develop DevOps culture. We plan to shift to micromodal and microservices. We plan to introduce a system of monitoring such services, the uniform logs storehouse, and optimizing the data management. The head of department, Medjat Koilabay. And I'm the one who's responsible for all of this. Project management. They simply didn't have any. Currently, there is a portfolio with 50 projects. There are 7 new projects and beta version. There is a systemized BGRI projects, and the regulations and rules for backwards and frontwards have been introduced, and the sprint work has also been done. We plan to introduce regulations inside IT. We need to introduce a system of control, quality assurance. Head of this department, Dинары Щегловой. QAZPOST, infrastructural partner at the electronic commerce market, managing electronic services. At the beginning of the year, we had incomplete documentation. We didn't have product-based approach. We had mixed post and financial projects. Currently, we focus on post and logistics. The postal deliveries accounting system had more than 120 tweaks and changes. The data management has been changed as well. Cargo to post has been introduced. A new product has been introduced. And internet subscription has been introduced as well. And universal service for to coordinate with the couriers has been introduced as well. And 2 languages, a bilingual text messages system has been introduced. And the operator of electronic trade with the Астана National Revenues Committee has been done. Integration with open.post has been done. Integration with 10 plus more than partners and marketplaces has been done. Kaspensia, pension has been introduced, and go home delivery has been introduced. EMS verification system has been introduced as well through GoPost application. A new digital cabinet for online interaction with the legal entities has been introduced at QAZPOST. We plan to shift to a new index of W3W and NPIs, refactoring of GoPost, TMS and WMS system using the QAZPOST Geo. The full completion of cargo to post approach for international deliveries, and the full integration on the OT, a new tracking 2.0. Head of department, Sadikova Zarina. Development of ecosystem department. There were 2 websites, QAZPOST KZ and Post KZ. And Post KZ was an application that was not convenient and wasn't usable. There was also inconvenient the personal cabinet for legal entities. There were inactive vpo.kz, and there was a partially automated custom clearance system. Currently, there is one united website, QAZPOST.kz. Redesign of all client application has been done. Now there is a new super application for postal and financial services of QAZPOST. QAZPOST.kz is now available in App Store and Google Play. A QAZPOST Kiruan project has been implemented as well to receive parcels and deliveries from abroad, the US and Europe. QAZPOST Kidian system has been introduced, which is automated custom clearance system. We plan to finalize the financial services and public services in the application. We plan to add new countries from which the parcels would be delivered, and we also plan to integrate the custom clearance under the Eurasian Economic Union. And the head of the department, Almas Tuyakbayev. Department of Analytics and Data. In the beginning of the year, there were some segregated client databases, there was segregated reference information, there were overlaps, there was no architecture for data and methodology of data management, there were no geo-data. Currently, we have one golden record for all the data, for the data that we have. CRM system has been introduced, QAZPOST Geo has also been introduced, and we can now work with geo maps and geo tags. The matrix of sorting has been digitized. All the data has been cleared, has been cleaned, and now the geotags have been introduced. And the single database of transport vehicles has been introduced as well. Data architecture, technologies of master records for legal entities, development of QAZPOST Geo in order to integrate with the data, reporting in BI tools. The head of this department, Alexei Nikanorov and Anwar Altaev.
Agile team for marketplaces. The attempts to launch the marketplace originally were not successful. We have now developed and piloted the new social product called Post Market for remote rural areas for merchants at the Horgos, and supporting agricultural producers are part of the future plans, as well as providing support to the merchants at Horgos. Islam Talakbayev is the head of the team. SAP ERP. Early in the year, staff attrition, no business owners for many modules. Now, SAP ERP and HCM modules are used efficiently, and daily data is available for fuel consumption by unit of the fleet. Equity accounting is part of the future plans. Video surveillance is part of the future plans, as well as expanding integration solutions. GIS systems are going to be included among other areas. Bojan Karabekov is the head of the SAP ERP division. QAZPOST is an infrastructure partner on the financial market for the financial technology companies. Open banking management, a new area, a new division. Issuing, redeeming, and post services for money has been implemented. We are an operator for the National Bank's project for digital tenge. White label wallets, bank as a service, and tokenization of cards, and issuing virtual cards with partners are all part of the future plans. Rustam Yasimov is the head of this department. Processing center. Early in the year, there used to be no technical control, no certification, old architecture for various modules. What we have now is that we fully regained technical control. We recertified PCI DSS, we've implemented Google Pay, and we have connected the national MSPK card switch. We still plan to update processing modules, implement Apple Pay, and optimizing card printing and issuance. Nailya Zinalaeva is the head of the processing center. Internet acquiring, a new department. Before, it took up to 2 months to open a terminal. We had 12 partners, and 35% was the performance for the plan. Now we've simplified the business processes. We have 34 partners. It takes 1 day to open a terminal account. 110% is the performance rate for the plan. Future plans, further expansion of the license, expand the product offering for merchants and payment processors. Ainur Abdashova is the head of the acquiring department. QAZPOST Digital works in close cooperation with businesses, clients, and will present new projects today for 2023, such as QAZPOST Geo and the address registry, QAZPOST app, QAZPOST Marketplace, QAZPOST Partners, QAZPOST Jetkizu, Open.post.kz, QAZPOST Carrion, QAZPOST Kedien for customs processing, and QAZPOST Online Banking. Yes, we've done all this in less than a year. Aysem Bolajan Norgalieva is the head of this department, and digital office is managed by Aselь Janasova. She has the overall responsibility for this area. So alongside rebranding, I'm migrating to a new last name. It used to be Nurgalieva. I have a new last name. So this was basically the overall report covering all the basics. If you have any comments or anything to suggest, you can come up and discuss whatever you'd like to discuss. Today's event is meant to be as interactive as possible. We tried to make sure that the format is as simple as possible today, as open as possible, as transparent as possible, so we can talk and exchange our points of view. Since indeed, there are many IT companies, many specialists who were involved in all of those projects. There were lots of external consultants who were involved in this process, guys from the market who come and help with their knowledge and their resources, free of charge sometimes, so that we can collaborate, we can work on interesting projects together. This going to be a lot of videos today. As I said, that we try to make it as dynamic as possible. The first service that I would like to cover is QAZPOST Geo. It's a back-end platform. Basically, there's a lot of terminology involved, and it's an IT-related event, so inevitably we'll have some terminology. But in order to get a general idea about the usefulness of these platforms, so we decided to share an introductory video with you. So QAZPOST Geo is the first project that we're going to present. QAZPOST Geo. Azamat is 22. He is an active internet user. He uses e-commerce actively. He wants goods delivered fast. He's ordering new sneakers, and he can't even imagine how data works behind the scenes to make sure the delivery is as smooth as possible. Historically, an address and a postal code was used for deliveries. When we've implemented the NPI service initially, this was a weak service, was not integrated with other QAZPOST systems, and there were lots of data gaps. And we thought we should focus on developing an address registry with identifiers so that we can integrate it with our other systems so that we can have a more effective delivery process in the end. We have implemented the address registry from scratch, and we've taken the next step now. We now have the geoinformation system for QAZPOST that enables you to use address ID, an address, postal code, or a geotag. Using those, you can determine the route, the nearest post office, and make the delivery as efficient as possibly in the process. QAZPOST Geo consists of the address registry model, first and foremost, that is based on the API of the address registry for Kazakhstan, with all the addresses in the country. The integration module for the national postal identifier. The generation logic for API remained the same, but the new names of the streets and the new digital map of Kazakhstan is now taken into account with the new administrative areas, and QR code service generation of QR codes has been improved. Chatbots are now part of the solution. The search for a specific address is now much smoother, and the searches are much more correct and much more accurate than they used to be. Each one of you can check that by checking your address and your postcode and send us feedback. We work with what 3 words? A British company. With the help of this module, you can order goods to be delivered to a geotag using 3 words in the Kazakh language, which makes the delivery much simpler. You don't have to look up an address anymore. It's available for all the players in the e-commerce market in the format of open APIs at open.post.kz. Still, how does it work in practice? Once you order, like Azamat did, the data from the recipient ends up in the IT systems of QAZPOST. It used to be not digitized. It was done manually. It took a lot of time. And due to the human factor, the parcels were not always delivered correctly. Also, the zoning system for the different postal offices was not updated for many decades. We now have a much more modern system with hexagons and polygons on the map. Depending on type of parcel, or it also depends on whether it's a letter or depending on the vehicle used, the delivery system is decided by the system. It used to be done manually, but the system now does it automatically and can change the postal code if post office moves or is shut down. The solution is going to be integrated with other QAZPOST systems, such as the app for the couriers, the hybrid email, and the transport management system, among others. Once the address, Azamat's address, ends up on QAZPOST systems, is converted into a geotag that is used for delivering parcels. This is used for international parcel delivery, for international transportation, and for the eventual delivery to the client. All the data for sorting, logistics, and deliveries are, for all those purposes, geotags are used. In order to make geotags more precise, a proprietary database of QAZPOST is used that can be supplemented by citizens of Kazakhstan using a chatbot where you can send your precise location. Based on our forecast, the implementation of this service should enable an improvement in the efficiency of deliveries by up to 30%, making it more precise in the process as well. It can address other tasks related to logistics and deliveries. For example, over 1,500 vehicles belonging to QAZPOST are tracked in real time. We have the geolocation, the basic info for the vehicle, and other required information. The plans include adding additional options like building optimal routes, developing plans for routing on a daily basis, for example, pedestrian routes for postmen, as well as many other features. So there will be more and more happy customers receiving parcels delivered efficiently and precisely. This is a multifaceted project and a complex project, but the team manages, and would like to thank the QAZPOST Geo development team. The names are on the screen. So that's the basic information. Indeed, the project was very complex, but very interesting at the same time. We did it in agile. The team met every 2 days so that it can decide on the next steps. Because when you work with data, you don't always know how much data you have, how precise they are, what are the sources for data, how to make sure they're relevant and updated. Most importantly, at QAZPOST, we have to take into account the current situation of logistics and deliveries, since in order to implement such a large-scale system, a lot of work is going to be required by the team still. The most important know-how that we have is that we're switching to geotags, and IT people were consulting us as part of this project that are working on deliveries for various international delivery companies and platforms. So we used the best available technology today, and I think this is going to be sort of a core service for us, and we'll keep developing it. What else? We will present the Open API portal for the marketplaces, for the web stores. They can all use our new address registry. Since we realize, very clearly that the address when it ends up in the logistics system, the precision of the delivery depends on that. People enter old style postcodes according to the old system, like 05 0000. Once it ends up in the logistics system, information is often not useful enough, and please update that information as much as possible. You need to confirm your postal code. If you found your address, just click on OK or not OK. This will help us make it more accurate. In the future, we'll develop a similar service for confirming geotags. You'll be able to find your actual physical location and confirm that the geotag is correct. We're using we've indexed over 300 million buildings in Kazakhstan, and we have geotags for all of them. We were able to find some geotags. We use some databases, but we have not covered all the buildings yet, though, and geotags are not yet there for some buildings. And future plans include things like making sure that we mark the buildings correctly, whether they're a residential building, commercial building, to make it easier for postmen to do the deliveries. But a lot of work, as I mentioned, was done in terms of zoning and sorting addressing the sorting matrix. So thank you very much. We already mentioned that we started working with W2W, a British company, Diniары Kris Šeldrika is our next speaker, the CEO and the founder of W2W, who's going to deliver the welcome remarks and cover it a little more detail, this whole subject of rolling out W2W solutions internationally. The floor is yours.
Hello, everybody. I'm Chris. I'm going to be speaking in English, so you may need the headphones if you don't speak English. So I'm going to talk about What3Words, which is a global address system. And why I believe the world needs a global address system is because addresses were invented a very long time ago for delivering mail, centuries ago, but they're not fit for the digital age. And where I live in the UK, if you type in my postcode, you will not come to my house. You will find this cow in a field because I live somewhere where our addresses do not work. So I have felt this pain all of my life. And so I wanted to create a system which was as precise as GPS coordinates, latitude and longitude, but was much simpler for the everyday person. So we divided the world into 3 meter by 3 meter squares. And we named each square with 3 random words from the dictionary. And there are enough combinations to get around the whole world. And so what this means is that instead of remembering this latitude and longitude for where you live, you only have to remember these 3 words. And we do this in Kazakh. We do the same thing in Russian, and we also have 60 languages that we offer this system around the world. So it should feel very simple to anybody wherever they live in the world. And so now if you live in one of those villages where maybe the address was never given to your house and you've always had to use directions to explain where you live, you can now, just by giving these 3 words, you could type them into the What3Words app, and it would tell you where you live. Similarly, if you want the delivery driver to show up in this 3 meter square, you can use these 3 words, and it will arrive in exactly this place. So to get familiar with the system, what you would do is you would download the What3Words application, and when you press on the 3 meter square, you see at the top of the screen that the 3 words will change for every single 3 meter square that you press. And you can use the satellite view if you want to be incredibly precise. And we have just released this version in Kazakh only a few weeks ago so that people can use the Kazakh version. Similarly, we have a version in Russian, and you can use the map view or the satellite view, and every 3 meter square you press, again, you can have the 3 words will change in Russian. So you can use either language, whichever is the most convenient for you. So how this is used in practice outside of our application is in third parties, which is where this gets very powerful. So for example, every Mercedes car in the world has built in our technology. So you can get in the car, speak the 3 words, and it will take you to your destination.
Hey Mercedes,
How may I help you?
what 3 words? Glass, keys, rooftop.
Select an entry, please.
Number 1.
The route is being calculated. Please follow the road for 700 meters.
So it's that simple. You get in your car, you would speak the 3 words, and it will take you there. I think this video is... okay, you can type your 3 words in Russian as well, but I think the video is the wrong way around. Okay, so why is this relevant today for QAZPOST? Because we work with many logistics companies around the world. These include DHL, DPD, Domino's Pizza, and there are many who have integrated What3Words into their systems. And why? Because of the efficiencies that this creates. Delivery company Aramex saved 42% of time when making deliveries when they deliver to 3-word addresses rather than conventional addresses. So huge efficiencies can be made. We also work with many governments across the world. And in terms of postal services, there is Vietnam Post, there is Mongol Post, so that there are other postal services who have introduced this. But QAZPOST, it still makes QAZPOST one of the very first to bring this to their country. And in Mongolia, where we are very advanced, they're even adding 3-word address signs to people's houses as part of the awareness driving. So here, we're very excited to be launching with QAZPOST today after a lot of hard work between our teams over the last few months. We started off in Kazakhstan. We had an amazing piece in Air Astana in-flight magazine, which talked about what 3 words for tourism, but we think that the real power comes from our logistics partnership. And so here in the new QAZPOST Super App, you can add your what 3 words address as well as your standard address, and it then gives QAZPOST that 3-meter square for them to make the delivery. And this is how it works. So on the new Super App, when you're putting in your details, you would put in your conventional address, if you have one, if it works very well. And then once you have added that conventional address, you would then go to the what 3 words field. You would add in your 3 words. And you will get suggestions in case you make a typing mistake. You then select the correct one. And this will then be sent through to QAZPOST to make that delivery. So this will be released very, very soon into the QAZPOST Super App. And then the next phase of this is that e-commerce companies around Kazakhstan and the marketplaces should also add a what 3 words field so that when they then send their information to QAZPOST, they can also capture this information on the checkout page. So again, you would put in your phone number. You would then add in your address. And then you would add in your what 3 words address. And in exactly the same way, this would then be sent through to QAZPOST for them to make the delivery. And our vision is for every e-commerce, every marketplace in Kazakhstan to support this system and to work with QAZPOST to have reliable and optimized deliveries. So that is our partnership, and we have a short video to explain how this will work, if we can play the video. Thank you very much. Baghdad Musin. Thank you, SL. Thank you, SM. Thank you. Thanks so much.
In the world full of opportunities and connections, there is a place where every connection becomes an experience, where every service becomes an art. QAZPOST introduces an absolutely new way in the world of postal and financial services. This is more than a super app. This is the art of perfection and utility. With QAZPOST Super App, you will have a key to the world where every click on your screen is a step towards your future. You can send money, you can receive parcels, deliveries, and you can study the world. And it's all just in your pocket. We've been listening to what you need. QAZPOST Super App offers stability and a very interesting user experience. Forget about instability and enjoy impeccable interaction. QAZPOST is no longer just a postal company. We're a dynamic, developing, technological company that introduces changes in Kazakhstan. We shorten distances, we connect communities, and we make every interaction easy and convenient. Feel the future today. Download QAZPOST Super application and redefine the way you do your business, the way you send your money, and the way you get your deliveries. Join us in creating a progressive tomorrow. Well, like I said, yes. Thank you. Don't be shy. We're going to have a lot of videos. Yes, we really are making the presentation of Super App today. We will be talking about that later. However, there is a QR code that you can already scan and download the QAZPOST application. But my colleagues, Almas Yokpaev and others, will talk more about this application. However, now I would like to invite Baghdad Musin, Minister of Digital Development, Innovation and Aerospace Industry of Kazakhstan, for a welcome speech. Well, dear guests, dear colleagues, thank you for coming. Well, truly, I came late because of a very busy schedule, but I'm sorry for that, apologize for that. But I really thought that this is a very important event, and that's why I really wanted to come here. I'd like to say a couple of events about today's event. Really, I was short of time, but I'm like someone who spent my whole life with this team. I couldn't but come. So thank you, Aselь, for inviting me, for demonstrating, for showing us your innovations that you're introducing across the country and helping our country become more digital. Well, I cannot stay here, but before I go, I would like to say a few words. That the way of transformation is it's a hard one, is not an easy one, and a lot depends on prolongation or extension of the transformation. If the transformation stops at some point or halted at some point and everything regresses, then it's really bad. That is why it's important to make these strategic and structural changes so that all of the innovations could proceed. And I see that you have all the stars gathered in your team. You really have a star team, and I wish your team all the best. And I wish that it implements all the ideas that that were presented here. You know, they say the new is all forgotten old. So nevertheless, I think it's important to be consistent, to be sustainable, persistent in introducing all the innovations that you are proposing. Chris, welcome to.
I appreciate that your startup growing, and you're really entering the markets. And I mean, 1 week ago with Aselь, we discussed your entrance to Kazakhstan, and we discussed that our national database of addresses could be integrated and officially, I mean, what rewards could be the part of the national address database. And I will give the opportunity of be operating this national database to QAZPOST, because now it's like a fifth leg. And I don't know what to do with that, because I mean the many projects we must deliver, and the QAZPOST appropriate organization that could really to do all things to benefit all of the users of the address database of Kazakhstan. And the second thing I was reminding today is what was about the when Adizes, just I have 5 minutes to talk with Adizes about what to innovate. In QAZPOST, he mentioned one thing I remember till these days. Don't forget that only you know every door in this country. And this is the benefit of QAZPOST. Что мне сказал Адизис?
Well, this is what Aziz told me when I had a 5-minute conversation with him. I said, I don't know anything about postal offices or post offices, but I know only one thing, that QAZPOST or the postal office is the one who knows every door in this country. So therefore, the addresses is what QAZPOST needs, but is also what the whole country needs. So therefore, everything that's being done with regard to upgrading and updating of the addresses is something that needs to be integrated with a national database of addresses that's called the address registry, to make sure that they're all credible, correct. We have the names and addresses in Russian, in Kazakh, in old, in new, and oftentimes that's a problem. Well, and also I wish, I would like to recommend you to start from a client. Yeah, you had a 12-minute video, which is great, but maybe later I will get to see whether the client experience is going to change. I've heard that e-commerce dynamics is changing or is declining, and I hope that QAZPOST will take care of this part of businesses, and maybe you will become a logistics operator that grows thanks to e-commerce. I think e-commerce is the only trend that can revive QAZPOST, so that can help QAZPOST become sustainable. Well, the banking sector, shouldn't forget, was something that evolved, that helped the QAZPOST to survive, and there were lots of money that were poured in QAZPOST. However, the main driver needs to be the logistics and becoming a logistical operator, so that you become a backbone of e-commerce, not only in cities and urban areas, but also in rural areas, and that is especially rural areas. I wish you growth, I wish you success, and I wish you a lot of clients, happy clients, and I hope that every citizen of Kazakhstan will be happier with QAZPOST, with the postal services delivered on time, with the parcel delivered without mistake, and with excellent service provided along the way. Thank you. Thank you very much, Baghdad. Yeah, I think you must have had a peek on our program for today. We will be moving on to the block of electronic commerce, e-commerce. We also have another video to show about a new marketplace. It's a social marketplace that is also available in our super app, and you can order something if you want, and you can test how it works. Okay, don't be too strict on us, because this is just a better version. There might be some mistakes and errors, but nevertheless, everything is usable. Our application is already available to be downloaded in a better version. You can call a courier, you can get the address form, you can see and track all your parcels and deliveries. Kiruin service is available for delivering parcels from abroad, from the US and from Germany, currently available. Kiden service of custom clearance is also available. You can fill in your customs declaration yourselves. Also, QAZPOST Marketplace is now available. QAZPOST Market opens up new opportunities of buying the goods from the partners of QAZPOST. We have intuitively convenient and comfortable menu that offers main, where you can see the main proposals of the day, the catalog, your guide into the world of goods. Favorites, that's a tab where you can save your favorite goods or something that you like. And also my orders, that's where you can track your delivery and the status of your delivery. Every commodity, every product in our shop has a very detailed description, and once you take the decision, you can just make a couple of clicks and then it will be in your basket, and then you can proceed to checkout. You need to fill in your address, your telephone number, your name, and then your parcel will be delivered. Now let's speak of what our marketplace what makes our marketplace separate and different from others? We're going to teach every region in Kazakhstan to buy in marketplace and also sell through marketplace. We have a quite extensive network of branches of QAZPOST and also partners all over the country. There are some social and people's consumption goods with democratic prices. We invite partners from different regions in order to scale up their businesses and to provide affordable delivery services. Before the end of the year, we will finalize all the postal services in our application, and next year, financial services for our clients will also be made available. And the new application as well, digital services, will also be made available next year. There is a whole team presided by Omar Tusakbayev that works on this project, and the team members are Islam Talabayev, Medjet Kholubayev, Serik Kaltayev. You can download QAZPOST Super App already now in App Store and Google Play. Yeah, mobile application is already downloadable. We had QR codes everywhere, even with your code tags. The team has done a lot of work, and this is exactly why we're hosting this big event. This is not just a conference. This is to celebrate what we have done, because truly a lot of people have made sure that today happened. I agree with what Baghdad Musin has just said. It is important to make the sustainable, reliable structure consistent, so that it could be scaled up and re-implemented, reproduced. I know that the QAZPOST is watching us, and I hope that they will support us in implementation of all of these projects, because we did quite a significant breakthrough in all of our processes, and now shifting to the new approaches in zoning, in delivery, in sortation, and I wish the client feels that, feels what we have changed. Now let's move on to electronic commerce. It's quite a big block, and we have another video to demonstrate how we collaborate with the e-commerce block, because that's one of the most important drivers of our growth and development. We're going to have 3 blocks: electronic commerce, international business, and financial blocks. And for each of those, we will show you several projects, and we will share some of our plans. Now, e-commerce. Annually, QAZPOST delivers more than 10 million parcels and deliveries across Kazakhstan. And from 2023, the volume will grow, because the team has done a lot of work. Contracts have been signed with large-scale internet marketing such as Ozon, Halak Market, J-Mart, La Moda, Airbag, Adidas, Atomy. Number of points to receive and to handle large-scale cargoes has been increased from 44 to 133. And also the working hours have been extended to 8 p.m. The goods from Yandex, delivered by Yandex, can also be stored now at our centers. Ozon has now 3 new points in cooperation with QAZPOST. Astana has a fulfillment center with a complete production process of 12,000 square meters. In October, there is a fulfillment center of more than 500 square meters. Zhitkuzu new product has been sent to send EMS deliveries in 36 directions. Currently, Zhitkuzu service is available in 13 cities of Kazakhstan. Calling a courier is going to be much easier than it is now. All you have to do, go to avia.post.kz. You need to define the parameters of your delivery. Tariff will be calculated automatically. You confirm or you edit your application. You wait for a courier's call back, and then you send your parcel. Together with QAZPOST Digitals, we have implemented a new digital cabinet to work with legal entities. Currently, there are 25,000 legal entities that cooperate or partner with QAZPOST, and their interaction is going to become fully online. Using the friendly interface of a new digital cabinet, any legal entity can easily go through the onboarding procedures with pre-filling of the main registration fields. In the cabinet, there is a contract sample that can be concluded online. After the contract has been concluded, the client's services will be activated. For example, for the service of calling a courier, the client can already use the address template that you can use and stick on your parcel and send it with the courier. Digital cabinet will help you cut time, will help you cut costs, order everything online, edit everything online, reduce the traffic and contact center, and actually be in touch with the client at all times. We're thankful for the successful start of the project to QAZPOST Digital Project. And the project managers are Dинары Щегловой, and others.
Курирует работу e-commerce.
E-commerce office is managed by Sultan Mustafan, a managing director. Yes, welcome everyone. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to thank Assam very much for the video presentation, because it's easier to cover the details once the basic information is provided already in the video. So, what are the highlights? We have transformed ourselves into a company that not only delivers parcels to be, but now we've optimized all the relevant processes. We have established partnerships with, in cooperation with many marketplaces that were mentioned earlier in the presentation. We have developed many new products, such as development in 24 hours, practically to any point in Kazakhstan. This is what we're currently working on. We have developed products for the big marketplaces for fulfillment, sorting, outsourcing of the sorting, the first mile, last mile solutions, delivery solutions, etc. We'll keep further improving all of those solutions, developing new ones, and introducing them to the market. Thank you, USL, and to the entire QAZPOST team. Thank you very much, Sultan. Indeed. We try to do our best to make sure that you focus on the business side, and we produce the videos, we make the videos. This is all honest. We have one more presentation now. We've been talking about open.post.kz, our portal, a lot of online stores, partners of QAZPOST, and I'd like to invite to the stage now Zarina Sadikova, who's responsible for this area. She manages the e-services department, so everything related to logistics is what Zarina manages. So Zarina, the floor is yours. Good morning, everyone. My name is Zarina. Welcome to this event by QAZPOST Digital. What I'd like to cover today is OpenPost KZ website, the portal. If you can display the information on the screen now, please. I'd like to cover this website in some detail now. What is the purpose of the website, which partners are able to access it, and what services are available on it. Over 50 companies are integrated so far using open APIs. We are developing 5 internal systems in this area, and each one has its own open APIs. It used to be that we provided all the documentation manually by way of Excel and Word files. We had a whole host of portals in order to make life easier for our clients. Now we've decided to bring it under one roof using this OpenPost KZ website, web portal. The homepage has the basic details about the purpose of the website and the capabilities. The website is basically very easy to use, very simple. On the left-hand side, there's a panel with the list of the most popular services. I'd like to focus on some of the main services that are used by marketplaces. The first service on the list is the one for labels. You can use it to generate labels. If you have a marketplace, you'd like to show a price of delivery, how much it will cost to deliver to a post office or door-to-door or to a parcel locker. So this first service is exactly for that, to calculate the delivery rates for clients. You just need to drill down into the service, look at the structure for the queries, it's very convenient to use. And on the right-hand side, as is the case with other similar services, you have the templates for the responses, and you can use to test a method. The second and third services are similar. The purpose in this case is to make sure that you can transmit preliminary information about deliveries, about parcels, and based on that preliminary information, we'll be able to generate a tracking number and a form. So that means that a client is able to get a form on their website, print it out, and then request a courier to come and pick up the parcel. And this is a very convenient way to process a parcel. It's also easy for our operators, so it's just 2 clicks. You scan the tracking number, and that way you can automatically register a parcel in the logistics system. There are other additional methods that are there for a specific type of a client. If a client wants to use one of those additional methods, we coordinate that with international business department, and we are able to then introduce it on the portal, and then the clients are able to test them, and then we can make it available to other clients and partners. The last method on the list is the object receiving method. It used to be very labor intensive in the sense that all those objects we transmitted that information by way of Excel files. Now we have an API for that. So for objects, and I mean the locations, the facilities that we have, they're able to have access to that information right away. The different post offices and other facilities that we operate, where they're located, the business hours, etc. The next category is the address lookup service. So covered already. I'll offer some additional details. The service has been available for some time, but not all the marketplaces were previously aware of it. But now we're paying active attention to it and adding new functionalities. The courier request service. This is specifically for our partners who have a contract in place for EMS deliveries, for address-to-address, door-to-door delivery. So once you have a label, then you can request a courier, and you can look up the status for the courier, where they are at any given point in time. They have the phone number for the courier, so that they can get in touch with them, so that the courier comes on time and picks up the parcel. The next service is tracking. This is sort of a very basic core service. You probably understand what the basic purpose of this service is. You're able to track your parcel, your service. This is an external service, but also an internal service. The tracking gives you the information about the status of your order using a tracking number, but also a phone number if you registered with our app. And the last service on the list, we're actively working on updating it. The purpose of the service is for international companies to use for international marketplaces. QAZPOST gets the information about the volume of cargo or parcels that will soon arrive to Kazakhstan from our partner online stores. If you scroll up, you'll be able to see that the website is localized in 4 languages. I mentioned that we're mainly integrating with Chinese marketplaces. So there's Kazakh, Russian, and English, but also Chinese is available. The 4th language is Chinese. That's the basic information. Thank you very much for your attention. If you have any questions, I'll be, of course, glad to take them. Thank you very much, Zarina. It's an IT event, so something is supposed to go wrong. There's some issues with the screen. OpenPost KZ is ready for use. You can access the portal. The navigation is done, and we have the new address service posted there, because we are urging all of our clients to integrate with our new services. And before we go to the coffee break, after that, please do come to the international section of our event. There is going to be a presentation of our app, the carry-on service. There's going to be financials covered, presentation by Lazat Ibrahimova on the cooperation between Albasi Bank and QAZPOST. But before the coffee break, I'd like to turn the floor over to Yejan Bisimbayev, one of our partners. Yejan is always helping us with our various projects, and he has previous experience working with the QAZPOST. So Yejan, the floor is yours. Some brief remarks from Yejan. Good morning, dear friends, dear colleagues. It's a pleasure to see all of you. I'd like to thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity to speak. And as I mentioned, I am speaking in the capacity of representative of the IT community. So some comments on the team, and everyone has started the presentations by now, and you're ready to go for coffee. I'll start with the fact that I know the team very well. ISM brought together an all-star team. Almaz, Serik, you're already generating some wonderful results. I'm very glad that you're very open. ISM has gathered us several times, and different architects gathered to brainstorm. We provided recommendations on the landscape, on the future strategy. The plans are huge. I will not tell you all the secrets, but it's great that you already have some achievements to talk about. I'm glad that we're able to play our parts. QAZPOST is a treasure trove for all of you. It's not just a bank or it's a logistics company. They have a branch in every village, which means that there are lots of opportunities there for us, for different services. Everyone realizes that QAZPOST is going through optimization. The budgets are not always huge. Sometimes they're limited, but still, colleagues, I urge you to take part. QAZPOST is entering this new era, making new services available. We talk about all kinds of things. We talk about financial literacy. We talk about other areas. And we, as an IT company, always say that outsourcing is something that you need to develop, but countrywide services need to be tested out by large corporations like QAZPOST. And I'm very glad that QAZPOST is one of the few quasi-state entities that is opening up, that is ready to operate in the market environment. I wish you the best of luck, and thank you. Thank you again for this opportunity. Thank you so much. Next item on the agenda is the coffee break. You can talk to one another in a more relaxed setting. We have partners from QAZPOST and the startups that are working in the areas related to logistics. And they have some information about the solutions that they're developing. Information is available in the next room. We have a big drone there, and so please take this time to talk to each other, have some coffee, and please do come back here in 20 minutes' time. Thank you.
Well, let's continue. Who is still stuck out there at the coffee break, please come and join us. We're going to have two more very interesting blocks, the international business and the financial services. We will also demonstrate the achievements for each of the blocks, and we'll be able to share some of the projects that we were able to finalize by today. Now let's run the video again, and there will be a video on international business. Since 2023, QAZPOST has significantly strengthened its position in the international community and has reached a new level of quality. Memorandums of understanding and cooperation agreements have been signed with UBI Smart Parcel, City Construction, Sidechain Logistics, ST Post Omniva, Vietnam Post, Hanshay International, AliExpress, YTO Express, QAZPOST joint stock company received a golden certificate of A-level security and safety, S58, S59 standard of the World Postal Union. A new product, cargo to mail, has been created. 71 flight has been done to transport cargoes by own vehicles, both inside the country and outside of the country, inbound and outbound. The vehicles of QAZPOST have enjoyed the primary access through all the border control points in Kazakhstan. Being a competent economic operator, QAZPOST issued more than 1,000 customs declarations. The managing director, Semyon Pak, is responsible for QAZPOST International. Hello, dear friends, dear colleagues. Yes, my name is Semyon Pak. I'm the managing director of QAZPOST International office. I have been since the beginning of this year. Well, in the beginning of the year, when we started analyzing the situation all over the globe while listening to different demands and requirements of international marketplaces, we have decided to focus on increasing the volumes of international deliveries, including the traditional parcel deliveries and cargo transportation, cargo forwarding. Well, despite all of this growth, we still believe that our postal knowledge and postal resources are our competitive advantage that needs to be used and has to be used for further development of our company. That is exactly why we continue very actively working with all the postal operators all over the globe. And as a result of such cooperation, a strategic cooperation has been concluded with the Post Office of Estonia that uses the Omniva brand. Under this cooperation, QAZPOST now has an opportunity or has an access to new technologies, to new solutions, to global pool of clients, and a more accessible and affordable deliveries to the EU countries. Well, also, while working with the global marketplaces, the biggest logistics companies, actually, we have understood and realized that apparently e-commerce parcels were delivered via the cargo channels or cargo transportation channels. And to that then, together with the IT team, we have decided to introduce a new product that's called Cargo to Man that allows us to import to the country or bring inside the country the cargos and then send them further to the clients via our postal services. Well, as for the commercial freight forwarding, QAZPOST now has a highly qualified team that has its own transportation vehicles and a fleet and also warehouses. We're also a competent or authorized economic operator, the operator of the electronic trade that allows us to process the cargoes very swiftly upon arrival to the country. Also, in terms of further development of commercial freight forwarding, we focus on freight forwarders from China, Central Asia, and Europe in order to turn Kazakhstan into a hub of all these directions. And as a result of all of our efforts, we have concluded a strategic agreement with YTO Express, which is one of the leaders of logistics services in China. This kind of cooperation allows us to increase the international inbound volume of cargo that gives us access to some innovative solutions, access to Chinese marketplaces, and also helps us participate in large-scale international projects. Also, my team has quite ambitious goals to increase the coverage geography or kind of expand the coverage of QAZPOST. Well, as you do know, QAZPOST has these exchange points, the region Germany, Mosgraf. We plan to finalize registration of similar offices in the US and in the UK. And then we also hope that by the end of this year, we'll have similar centers in the United Arab Emirates, in Vietnam, in Spain, in Italy, thereby granting our clients access to international marketplaces. In conclusion, I would like to say that actually the work of our international department is to sell the services and opportunities of QAZPOST. And doing this work is not difficult because we enjoy an absolute support from the infrastructure department, from the specialists of different services, financiers, lawyers, as well as specialists who are responsible for delivery. For fast and swift delivery that has been noted several times by the World Postal Union, and we continue improving these services. But not a single idea, integration, or initiative could be possible without the support of the IT block, and therefore My block has implemented 2 new projects with IT department. That's QAZPOST, the delivery of parcels from the US and Germany to Kazakhstan, and KIDEN, the custom service from QAZPOST. That's an opportunity to do custom clearance of your deliveries, of your parcels online. Aygün Almas will talk about this in greater detail. Thank you. QAZPOST International Office. In order to buy conveniently in the US or Europe, QAZPOST Digital and International Office has launched the QAZPOST Current International Service. Hello, dear guests, dear partners, dear colleagues. To continue the introduction of Mr. Pak, I would like to talk about services that we're developing currently, so that our people in Kazakhstan could have a more convenient, a wider access to international trading platforms. Well, you do now, it's a big discount season is coming, so make sure that you use all the opportunities that we offer today, tomorrow, and day after. Still Black Friday, and there are lots of discounts. And actually, how to do that will be told by myself and Almas. The Kiruen QAZPOST service, a very convenient service that helps you get delivered from the US and Germany. Well, these are the 2 locations, 2 countries that are available, but very soon we will add other countries and other destinations, and hopefully you will also enjoy access to trade platforms in those countries. What is needed to become the client of a Kiruen QAZPOST? If you have an account with our website, then you can log in with the existing data. If you don't have an account, you will have to get through onboarding process. You have to give your phone number, or you'll have to create a unique login. Then you need to fill in all the fields, registration fields, the delivery address, and most importantly, you need to get the individual identification number. We call it the CARE ID. And that's thanks to this one, actually. Our services will be identified in the US that this particular parcel, this particular delivery is for you. And within 10 days from our international warehouses, the parcel will be delivered to you in 10 days only. So let's time it. Let's see how it works. Make your purchases today and tomorrow and see if whether you get your deliveries within 10 days. And we hope that the volumes of international trade of the people of Kazakhstan will increase with our help. And how that's going to be done will be presented by Almas. Hello, dear friends, dear colleagues, welcome. Today I would like to introduce the super app, QAZPOST. A year ago, almost a year ago, Alcide Banishna has invited me to a challenge, asking me to come up with this QAZPOST super app and to build a system, to launch new services and new products as QAZPOST, and to deal with innovation, introduce innovation. Thank you for this invitation. From this beginning of the year, for 6 months, we've been studying different business processes. We try to model the interfaces of digital products, and one of the services was QAZPOST super app. And inside, we launched such services as KIDEN and Kiruen. I'll be talking about those now. Thanks to our team, thanks to their relentless work, we were able to launch this super app. We started developing it in June, but by now it is already available. Well, you can already download this application by a QR code, and actually it will redirect you to Play Market App Store automatically. So let's open the application. It is available in BAU, and let me talk about the ecosystem. QAZPOST ecosystem is built on 2 main pillars. The first one is logistics, or delivering goods and parcels, and the second one is transaction, fintech services. We have the banking license, and we have quite a big infrastructure of postal logistics services. And the super app is a platform where we can launch all of our new services, and still within one and the same ecosystem. The ecosystem allows us to exchange data between the services, and you won't need to introduce your data again, fill in the registration fields and so on. The services are interconnected and they understand, so to say, each other very well. Now let me talk about the Kiruen service. Well, why did we call it? Well, Kiruan means caravan. So Kazakhstan, geopolitically, in the past, in the history, was located along the Great Silk Road. And we used to have these caravans going through our countries. But now we have same caravan, but the digital caravans going through Kazakhstan, connecting east and west, north and south. And if we are to launch the application itself, we can see that it is at the very initial stage. We're doing the freight forwarding. The two countries that are available so far is the US and Germany. There's other countries, Simeon, as my colleague Simeon said, other countries will be opening up as well. However, the main idea is to have deliveries or presents or gifts delivered via our application, and maybe some exotic fruits from Vietnam as well, so that you could get it in 5 to 10 days before the New Year or for the New Year's table. So it's like a big marketplace, but international features. Here you can see this available addresses. This is an address for the US. This is an address for Germany. I mean, if I want to order from marketplaces in US or Germany, I use this product quite a lot. And I believe, the motto here is that you need to build such a product and it needs to be of such quality that users will likely recommend it to their friend. I think that's the biggest KPI, the most important KPI that we aspire to achieve at all times. So here, there are lots of goods that I have already ordered, and I'm going to pay $3.9 for 300 grams, and they're being delivered already. Well, this Kiruan service is the web app inside the super app. Why are we doing it via WebView? Because it takes less time to take this idea to the market. So actually reduces the time to market period, because we want to introduce our idea, implement our idea, and get the feedback as soon as possible, and thereby decrease the number of iteration, and that will also help us evolve and develop the service as soon as possible, swiftly. That was about Kiruan service. Now let me talk about the application itself. Kirian in Kazakh means customs. For the customs, here are the two items like MacBook and iPhone that I've ordered from the States, from outside. And if their price is above the customs threshold, which is 1,000 euros at the moment, then I will have to pay the customs fee. And for that purpose, well, this is the democratization effort, in fact. So this service used to have a lot of steps, redundant and unnecessary steps. But now you can sit online, you can stay online, and you can use a track ID of your parcel to get your deliveries custom cleared. Here's a draft, here's what been registered, and the purple one stands for cleared by customs. And then you can also save and download your ID here. So this document, this ID, actually is going to be available in all of the services. So you can open it and get it from anywhere in our ecosystem. So here's the approach of our ecosystem. Here's the meaning of the service, that all the services just enhance each other, that they're interconnected, but also they enhance each other. They kind of complement each other. And the postal service, of course, is also very important when it comes to the postal services, postal deliveries. You can invite the courier, and that very courier will come to your place. No, hold on. Here's lots of my personal data, private data. So, but you can see this is a real app. This is not screenshot. So. Now let's move on to the marketplaces. You can have a look. We just launched it recently. A lot of goods are available here, are being traded here already. And you can buy them here and you can order. You can order delivery. Well, actually, the marketplace is mostly designed for rural area. We do understand that there are several marketplaces already operating and functioning in Kazakhstan, but our focus is to work with rural citizens and to deliver goods and purchases to the residents in rural areas. Well, this is it briefly. This year, I was also responsible for rebranding, as Asiam has already mentioned. You know, we're trying to build everything around the courier. If you look at this on Q itself, it's a person who holds the box on top. That's a kind of the visual game. We have also launched a site, a website, QAZPOST.kz. And this is the very first stage of the platform that we're going to use. And the most interesting things will happen next year. We have some aces up our sleeves, so we're going to use them next year. I hope we'll get together in a year, and we will be introducing new interesting services for all of our citizens and for our new clients. Thank you so much, and see you soon. Thank you, Almas. Yeah, I would like to add that our today's event was possible only thanks to the contribution of every QAZPOST every member. I'm talking about the developers who are not quite visible but who do the biggest amount of work. And I want to thank you publicly, from here, from the stage and in front of you. I'm thankful to the team of Almas, to Rasul, Mediat. These are the people who are available 24/7, who are ready to kind of support all the systems, making sure that our work and performance is seamless, and who also come up with some new ideas and new services. Well, for Kiruan, actually, not everything was so perfect and seamless. Everything you see now looks ideal, but there were lots of tears, there were lots of sweat. It's as always when you launch something, because everything starts on internet, right? And then it's all digital, right? It starts with internet and then they end up in physical manifestation. But nevertheless, people around us who start working with the services actually were very supportive. And let me invite one of our user zero, so to say. I do not know what they're going to talk about, but I wanted to get some unbiased assessment of what our service feels like, and I would like to invite Dinары Щегловой. He's the author of different program and startup of Atomic and Chamber of Entrepreneurs. He's the author of the curriculum on basis of entrepreneurship for high schools, and also he's the founder of the School of Troubleshooters. And this is all Dinары Щегловой, and the floor is yours now to talk about our super app and our initiative. Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me here. Today I would like to talk about, well, I have no affiliation to QAZPOST. It just happened to be so that I was the sort of patient zero, so to say, the client zero. And this opportunity was given to me just exactly when I needed it to happen. Let me tell you this story. As it has been said, I'm the author of different programs, study programs, academic programs, curriculums, and textbooks. And the topic of startup accelerations is the most important topic for me. But, you know, the business trainer or an author who talks about things that he doesn't know about actually is not a business trainer. So I'm an entrepreneur as well, and I have different directions, different businesses. And during the pandemic, offline meetings were banned. We had a very serious quarantine, trainings were restricted, and my company was stalled because I still needed to pay the people, the salaries, and so on. So I thought, okay, we are the people, we are someone who teach people how to do startups, and maybe we need to come up with a startup. So once some of the restrictions have been lifted, and people were allowed to go to gym and exercise in the gym, I thought, why don't I do something what I really like? I like motorbikes. I'm a motor traveler. I have a motor school. I decided to start a motor school. I started with one helmet and just one motorbike.
And today, the school has been around for more than 3 years, and we now have a full cycle offering. We have classes so that people can get a driving license, etc. It's a comprehensive service. But in order for this business to monetize, to generate income, your bikes have to be on the move all the time. We're not making any money when they're not being used. So I'm using Chinese motorcycles in order to be able to very quickly replace some parts when you need to. At some point, though, I decided to buy Japanese motorcycles because they last longer. Not everything is perfect, so a voltage relay burned out that I couldn't find anywhere. AliExpress didn't have any original quality items. Other sources took a long time to deliver, 3 weeks or more. I found some units in Russia, but the price was too high, given that, and the logistics is too complicated. Using their delivery companies, it was just a too complicated solution. But lo and behold, Jacqueline, my sister, calls me the same day and asks me, could you take a look at the software that we've developed, please, and tell us what you think. And when I looked at the project, I realized, and I provided my feedback, and I said that this is a startup within a company. Therefore, using the classical approach, you need to go through all of the stages like prototyping, MVP, testing, etc. I also said that the opportunity that you're providing can be helpful to me. So I decided to take the risk. I ordered this relay on eBay. On eBay, it said they do not deliver to our region. So I used Carrion as a service to order the part. And then I was as worried as the developers of the solution, because I really needed the part, because it's MVP. It's not a final product yet. It's not yet perfect in terms of how it operates. So if you have an MVP on the market and if it's perfect, then it's too late. You haven't tested it properly, etc. You need to address those challenges while they're still small. So while I was waiting for the delivery, I always checked the status. I always tracked and sent it back to Jarkin as feedback. And one of the things that I was dealing with was that the status was that it is being weighed, and it's like that for days. And it was supposed to be delivered to me, and I was like, oh, I'm going to get it in 2 months instead of quickly. I need it for the motorcycle. And then we started looking into it. It turned out to be a technical problem, that the relevant bits were not updated on the website. Then there was other issues during the ordering stage for the categories. You have to assign a category for every product. So it was a relay in this case. Is it a part, a spare part, or is it electronics? So category assignment is important. So I think the guys developers will come up with some kind of a system for that, system of prompts. The payment was also an issue at some point, being able to pay smoothly, but it all was addressed as quickly as possible as the issues arose. But when I was using the service, there's the moccasin, method in design thinking. That when you put yourself in the shoes of in the shoes of your client, discovering what are the advantages and disadvantages, what are the things that bother you the most, etc. So I put myself in the client's shoes, and I realized that I should tell it as it is to my sister, all the pros and cons, the things that I thought were good and bad. The more frank I realized the better it is for them. So finally, everything came. The goods were delivered in 10 days, and I didn't even have to go to their order pickup location. It was actually delivered to me. Great. I was very impressed. I also realized that the costs associated with acquiring the part and the delivery costs added up are lower compared to ordering from a dealer or from another source via Russia, etc., using other conventional sources for such products. It was cheaper in the end. So I became one of the 3 Fs. So when you have a startup, you have friends, fools, and family. Your first users. I hope that I'm not a fool. I belong to the family category. So I tested the solution, and I was able to actually see for myself how useful it is for an entrepreneur, since I am one. It was delivered, the part, and we were able to get the bike back into service again. So this is great. I think this is a great specific example. If you don't believe me, you can go on our website, ulis.moto. We have a lot of trainees from AIFC, from the hub. So many of them were trained by my company. I made some notes for the presentation actually, but you tend to forget all those things when you come and start speaking. I should have come wearing jeans. I'm dressed a bit too formal, I think, for the occasion. That's all right. I hope that I was able to give you a comprehensive idea of the service. And the most interesting thing also, when I was setting up an account and ordering, I realized that it took me about 10 minutes to set up an account and order. It was very quick because the interface was very intuitive. I was using the web interface. It was very simple. Just the things that you need. Very intuitive once again, and they told me right away that in the second line of the address you should put in your ID, enabling you to track the shipments. So I did it as I was instructed, and as I said, it arrived very quickly. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. That concludes the postal and logistics section of this event, but we're not limited to that. We're going to transition to another area, which is just as interesting, I believe, which is the financial section. Lazada Ibrahimova is one of our guests, head of the management board of Odbasi Bank. So we'd like to turn over the floor to you to talk a little bit about our collaboration with your bank. You can come to the stage, I guess. Please, the floor is yours. Good afternoon, distinguished colleagues. I represent Odbasi Bank. We work as part of a partnership, and we decided to join efforts, join our forces as part of a very big and interesting project that I'd like to cover in my presentation today. As you know, Odbasi Bank is the fourth largest bank in Kazakhstan by assets, and we're number 3 by profit. We have 2.5 million deposits from our clients. Over 1 million people are actively saving. They're getting the government premium, additional 2% to the interest rate of their deposit. So they're the people who are getting a lower yield today in order to have a bigger gain in the future, to be entitled to a home mortgage at 5% APR later on. That's the purpose of our bank. And the idea here in this project is for the postal workers, male men, to be the ambassadors of this idea, of this project of our bank. So the idea is for people in the rural areas to be able to buy housing in nearby cities or wherever they like. Among all the commercial banks, we have the broadest network, the broadest area that we cover in terms of what we accept as collateral. I'll tell you a little secrets. Many other commercial banks have a ban of accepting collateral from a village with less than 1,000 houses in it, because they believe that the real estate in such a market would be illiquid. But we do accept such collateral because we have a lot of geographical coverage. Also, literally last week, the President of Kazakhstan signed a new bill into law. The money from the National Fund will be now made available to children. Once they reach age of 18, they'll be able to financial resources will be saved in their name, and they'll be able to use them for housing and for education purposes. So it's a new initiative. So that means that adults could make a contribution to the future of their children, saving money for housing or for education. We will provide access to digital services of our bank. This will facilitate the financial literacy. What is also important, no less important, we'd like to offer additional motivation to your postal workers. When deposits are opened with our bank, with the help of your staff, we're able to offer an incentive. We're planning to hit a target of 145 billion tenge of net profits. So I think we'll be able to offer an interesting incentive scheme to your colleagues. I believe it will be attractive to your staff, and we'll be able to improve customer loyalty as well, because we will be accessible to more and more people in more and more locations. Why did we decide to partner with QAZPOST specifically? QAZPOST is an institution with the highest penetration in rural areas. This is the key factor. We looked at the numbers carefully, at the rural-urban population split, and if you look at our portfolio today, about 90% of all transactions that we handle involve urban residents. A small share currently is with smaller towns and rural areas. So we believe we'll be able to grow the share of rural areas significantly with your help. You have practically 3,000 branches, which makes it very attractive for us, and which is also important. In 200 branches, you've opened pretty much full-fledged public service access centers. You plan to add several hundred more to the list next year. We'll do our best to help you in this process. So I think it's another important area where we can work together. The project initially started in March 2023. Earlier this year, took us some time to discuss the details of the project, to approve the methodology. At our bank, I'd like to thank, by the way, the colleagues from QAZPOST, who were always very helpful. We have Gani represented here, who is the department head responsible for this cooperation. So he was one of the points of contact for this for this project. And we're able to eventually sign the MOU on the 17th of November, and the training is about to start for the first batch of 100 mailmen and women, and hopefully next year we'll be able to increase it to 500. So what is the idea? So when the postal worker is delivering correspondence to an addressee, they'll deliver the mail, but they'll be able to ask some questions, about the financial affairs of the addressee, offer some general information about the Odbasi bank. We're following the model of Bausparkasse in Germany. This is a construction savings system. And sometimes some of the advisors from the Bausparkasse are paid more than the CEO of the Bausparkasse, because they have broad networks. They cover specific geographical areas. In Nuremberg, they have Tanaschewitsch-Halle with the biggest Bausparkasse, and people actually inherit their status of a representative of Bausparkasse, and people are able to address their housing needs with this Bausparkasse system. And the incentive system does not include just the different services, just an opening a deposit, etc. But there's also other motivation mechanisms at play, incentivizing people to be as responsible as possible to make sure that people keep adding to their housing savings deposits. So we will train people to open those deposit accounts, and for that purpose we have a purpose-built software implemented on a tablet device where they'll be able to help an individual open a housing deposit walk them through the entire process. Also, starting this year, we have a new feature. The consultants, the representatives, will be able to fill out an entire loan application. So hopefully your representatives will have enough competencies to be able to support the customers throughout that journey as well. For loans, they'll be able to offer support throughout the entire life cycle of a loan. I mentioned the new government initiative, the money from the National Fund now being available to children once they turn 18. So that's an important potential avenue for cooperation as well. Lastly, your representatives will be entitled to commission from our bank. Hopefully the cooperation was successful. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step, as they say. So it's important to make those first small steps. There were presentations earlier about parcels from Germany or the United States. Perhaps this is a smaller initiative, but once again, I believe it is very important. Once again, the first steps are important on this long journey. We've already made those first steps, and I'd like to, and I'm counting on your support from each relevant department head and each specialist. So we flew in with Guyani specifically for this event, and this is why I'm speaking to you today. Guys, may this project be part of our personal contribution to the development of our nation and the development of their financial literacy. Let us join our forces to implement this project. Our strength is in unity, once again, so let us work together, join our efforts to implement this important project. Let us open those deposit accounts in rural areas, and let's work together on that. I think this is a great project, a very cool one as well. Everyone is aware of the fact that QAZPOST has broad infrastructure, and of course one wants to make best use of this huge infrastructure for the benefit of the people of Kazakhstan. As I mentioned, we have a financial section coming up, so we'll cover what's been done by the financial department, a new service that was developed for legal entities, an online bank, the solution that we are presenting today. Financial Services Office. QAZPOST is strengthening its positions in financial services as well. Money transfer volume grew by 48%. There's an opportunity now to open escrow accounts. New products have been launched for savings accounts in foreign currencies. Google Pay has been launched as well. Pensions are delivered by courier using the GoPost app. Currency swap service has been implemented. A mobile app has been launched for QAZPOST investors. This year, the total volume of transactions exceeded 2 trillion tenge. Over 28,000 accounts are being serviced by QAZPOST now. A promo super cashback 10% has been run for Visa cards issued by QAZPOST. It resulted in an increase in payment volumes by 50%. QAZPOST is also a participant of the SPO KEGOK program. 42 branches of QAZPOST were used to launch services to offer loans to entrepreneurs and self-employed people from the Solva company. Car loans solutions have also been implemented. Plans include working with such organizations such as Kaz Microfinance, KCell, and Freedom Mobile. Also, QAZPOST Priority Office, the very first one of its kind, has been opened. Shopan Abirova is responsible for this area, who is the Managing Director for Financial Services.
Hello, dear colleagues and friends and partners. I'm very happy to see all of you at QAZPOST Digital. Well, you all know that we have the biggest regional network, and our most important clients are the companies that are located in the minus towns and smaller, mono-economy towns and in rural areas, whom we provide a whole spectrum of financial services. We provide the payment, the wire transfer, the cashier services, broker services. This year we began developing the internet acquiring as well. We have one, as been shown in the video, we have done quite a lot of work with the brokers. We currently work with the portfolio companies of the fund, for whom we do new internet banking that will be integrated with their systems, and hopefully next year we will launch it. On top of that, we have a lot of salary projects. Well, not many companies know that we have the salary-based projects, and when they see our cards and they get surprised that they exist. Yes, we do have everything. We have processing, we have people responsible for that, and we try to provide a high-quality service next year. Now I would like to invite our colleagues who will show what we have done in the last 6 months, specifically internet banking for portfolio companies. Financial Services Office. In order to interact with the legal entities, QAZPOST Digital has improved its online banking system on the basis of the modern banking solution. Hello. Hello, colleagues, friends, clients. Greetings, everyone. Today, myself and Miram, the project manager, will talk about the Office of Priority Banking and the new banking services for portfolio companies. Let me introduce myself. My name is Kharlagash Sakipova. I'm the head of Priority Banking division or department. It was a newly established division to work with portfolio companies. Our office is located in Samruk's Well-being Fund premises in order to be able to respond to all of the issues and all the challenges. We provide all sorts of banking services. We open accounts, we handle accounts, responsible for a number of contracts, and we do provide different services, all sorts of services. We also have brokerage services. It's a one-stop shop principle. All types of banking services and broker services are provided through the Priority Banking Office. For further development and in order to provide the services at a high level, we have launched the new internet banking for portfolio companies, and for that we conducted a focus group in order to understand what our portfolio companies need, where do we need to put their attention, what actually is in demand for them. So having started the wishes and recommendations, we started developing our new internet banking. On the 1st of January, on the 1st of November, we had the very first demo presentation of this online banking system, where we have received and kind of the comments and the feedback from our future clients. And Miram will talk about the new service, the internet banking for portfolio companies. Thank you. Thank you, Kharlagash. My name is Miram. I'm the internet manager of internet banking. The system will have 3 languages: Russian, Kazakh, and English. You can access it through our corporate site and authorize through login and password. If for some reason the password is forgotten, then there is a password recovery option available as well. There's a very convenient switch between the 2 companies. I mean, you have several companies. On top of that, there is an OTP password, and here we are at the main landing page. At the main page, we have listed all the products of QAZPOST that the particular user has and uses. There is also a pop-up window about different limitations or different indebtedness or some payments due, which is extremely important for financial operations. Transferring or shifting between the companies is available via one click and confirmation through an OTP password. On the side menu, we have different models, digital tenge, that was recently developed and added to our system. The current accounts model, where all the open accounts will be seen, not only in Kazakh tenge, but also in foreign currency. There is a model of cards, credit card, debit cards, existing cards will be here, and the clients will also be able to submit an online application to open a card. This is the payment orders model, where the user can see all the payment orders that have been sent within a very certain period of time. The filter is very convenient. You can change, you can play with the columns, with the bars. So it is all done so that it is most convenient for the user, for the accountant, and for the financial officers. This is the payment order window. It's simplified. It is very clear. On the left, you have the sender. On the right, you have the recipient, and details of the payment are below. So we choose the recipient. You get his details, the banking details. We indicate the amount that we want to send with the VAT, without the VAT, the payment code, and the purpose of the payment, and then we can send it, you can sign it and send it. Here's the payment reflected right away in the list of payments. You can review the payment to, to check for mistakes and to go through all this and to sign it for sure, and you send it to the bank. Also, our system allows you to check and verify the counter agent. If a user works with a legal entity for the first time ever, then there is a data bank that helps you verify the counter agent via this taxpayer's registration number. The client sees everything, the client sees the pending, confirms everything by an OTP password, and see the successful one document has been successfully signed and payment order has been sent. So the status is updated automatically that the payment has been sent to the bank. You can look at the history. If you need to print additionally the payment order, you can do so, and thereby confirming that the payment has been instructed and has already been sent. Also, we have the transfers between own accounts, irrespective whether that's a current account or deposit account. If there is any outstanding balance, they can be transferred to the deposit opened with QAZPOST and make some money, earn some interest with that. So the date, today, tomorrow. So the system, if you know, has a notification option informing the user that amount available is not sufficient. So news tab, we are planning to publish some news here that QAZPOST have. There is a model of reference, databases, the list of counter agents, foreign, local, salary, everything like banks, local bank, international bank, all the things here. Everything that an accountant would need is here in this model. The personal cabinet, the user information, you can change your password, you can update your password, maybe change and tweak some of the settings. This is it. This is all we wanted to show you today. Thank you so much, and do connect to our internet banking service. Thank you, Miram. Thank you. As you can see, the project managers, as expected, that Miram said, I'm gonna do great because I'm a stand-upper. And we do have really talented people who are now the members of QAZPOST team, who work at QAZPOST team. Of course, I could tell you all this myself, but I wanted everyone to talk for their own projects, to reproduce and represent their projects, because they live with the project, they sleep with the projects, they kind of pour their hearts and souls into these projects, and this kind of finalization on digital tenge was timed to coincide with the 30th anniversary of Kazakhstan national tenge, the national currency tenge, and actually we became the operators of digital tenge together with several commercial banks of Kazakhstan. Not many made it to the list, and we can issue electronic money. We operate electronic money of Kazakhstan, and many of my colleagues reached out to me, even from portfolio company, from financial sector. We are now open, these services are now available, and if you have any your wallets, you can reach out to us. We do have now the emission of electronic money, which is available without any fee, without any commission. We already have very first contract, very first money. So we plan to develop as an infrastructural player. With that, the official part is over. I would like to give the floor to our friends. And the first person I would like to invite here is Bulat Basheev, CEO of Axiom Capital. He was here. Bulat, if you could say a couple of words, and then we will move on to the award ceremony to congratulate and to celebrate the IT companies. Thank you for this opportunity. I would like to express my admiration by QAZPOST team. You know, international companies actually recognizing the situation and having the audacity to talk about the losses incurred last year and recognizing it and actually moving forward with that is rare for the national companies. You have people who work here before, you have the new people, and you've all been able to move on together as one team. And I think it's all thanks to all of you, thanks to all this commitment to keep what you had, to bring something new, and to kind of bring new meaning, and to try to improve the capitalization of QAZPOST. We have small art software company that works on two small segments, IT service management, to be able to track accessibility of the systems. As you can see, everything becomes digital, and failure of one system can lead to loss of continuity and can also lead to some losses and costs. We don't know what that. Of course, there will be some new CRM system that will help us pace the B2B work so that more companies perceive QAZPOST as an infrastructural partner on electronic commerce. Now there are fulfillment center, sortation centers. Amazon actually makes 30 to 40% of the trade turnover, and QAZPOST actually has the capacity to use this infrastructure to provide along the services of financial support and fintech services and so on. Once it is done through one-stop shop, and once you have enough clientele, the capitalization of the company will increase in geometric progression. So therefore, I wish QAZPOST all the best, QAZPOST partners, QAZPOST suppliers. I wish all of you to be part of this success. Thank you. Thank you, Bulat. I have noted several times that market seems to be supportive of our ideas, and now in Digital and QAZPOST are trendy employers. And we have a very good young progressive team in Kazakhstan, in Almaty, and I actually feel this sort of return, this sort of, well, not payback, but feedback from our new employees, for the IT companies, for IT friends who come up and to offer different IT collaboration projects. Well, you do know that this year QAZPOST celebrated 30 years anniversary, and when celebrating that, we actually also marked and noted the contribution of long-standing partners of QAZPOST who have always been with us, who have always been around, and who can supported us at all times. And I know that who will never let us go, let us up. But nevertheless, you know, procurement is quite nervous, and sometimes it's a very anxious process. But our partners are well aware of that, and nevertheless they carry the burden and carry the torch, so to say, with us. And I would also like to mention the digital vice ministers, who are also our friends. Actually, I have invited all the CEOs who were able to come. We will now start the award ceremony. We have 15 partners whom would like to celebrate today and award today. Now I would like to invite Bibit, Minsibayev, Bibit Isimbayev, the Vice Minister of Healthcare, CDO. I'll be making announcements. I'll be announcing the names, and representatives of the companies will need to come here and get this prize and award from BIBET. We thank for professional approach and contribution to development of QAZPOST. Joins the company Teleport. Thank you. Cloud LLP. Nurgul, please come up here. I know that we are not the easiest clients for Cloud, and Cloud is not the easiest company to deal with, but we try. I mean, we try, and it's mutual. Our partners on internet acquiring and internet banking for SME, Crystal Spring LLP. SMS Consult LLP. Our partners who helped us fine-tune our text messages, short text messages system. Okay, I don't think we have the representative. I'm going to take it. Thank you very much, Beibut. Thank you for your support. This is a really big deal. Now I would like to invite Bigbulat Valdabek, the Vice Minister of Justice, CDO and Digital Officer. Thank you. We thank for support and professional approach to working with QAZPOST, and the award goes to Q19. That's our partner that helps us with chatbots. Well, Irjan was here already, but I think he can do so again. Alap's team LLP. No, they're not here. That's fine. Neo Service LLP. Okay, not present. Arca Software. I'm Gul, please come up here. Cartel LLP. I saw the whole Beeline team here. We hope that our mobile operators will decrease or will drop the prices for text messages for the national postal operator. Thank you. Thank you very much, Bigbulat. And another batch of awards. And I would like to invite another friend, the Vice Minister of Defense, Darkhan Ahmediev, the Digital Officer, CDO. To award for professional development and contribution to QAZPOST growth, the Ford Banking Solutions LLP company is invited to receive their award from the hands of the Deputy Minister of Defense. Company this year has provided 300 ATM machines almost for free. KSL joint stock company.
Спасибо большое. То OpenWay.
OpenWay LLP, So your representatives, Vitaly, and a lot of colleagues came from Almaty. They flew in. Thank you very much. Kris Šeldrik, our new partner. Special recognition to you. W2W is a partner of QAZPOST, an important partner. Culver Software Solutions. Culver is also a partner and a sponsor for today's event. And another partner that we obviously couldn't do without, and that is Kazakh Telecom, giant stock company. Thank you very much, Darhan. Thank you very much to all of you, distinguished colleagues, for coming to today's event. This was meant to be interactive. This meant to be a dialogue. If you want to make some comments, you can grab a mic and come on stage and share your impressions, or you can promote your products even. Or maybe if you have some ideas, you're also welcome to express them now if anyone would like to do so. Alternatively, we'll continue during a small reception that we'll have following this. I'd like to thank the entire QAZPOST team once again. Aselь Janasova, thank you very much for your support to the head of the executive boards, the entire team of QAZPOST Digital. Many thanks to you, all the guys that worked on making today possible, giving us a chance to showcase our products, our projects. Once again, sustainable development that I keep talking about. Bogdan Batrbekovich also mentioned it earlier today. Everything that we showed today, we could show it when we were discussing our future plans, but it was important for us to cover what we've already been able to achieve. Maintain tradition and marching towards innovation is our motto. This is indeed what we focus on. We need to make sure that we maintain this continuity at QAZPOST. We need to keep cultivating it, keep developing it, and only this way we'll be able to keep delivering new, interesting projects and engaging in exciting transformation. I'd like to thank everyone for today, for taking part in today's event. Many thanks for your attention once again.